and welcome to League of Mayhem. We are back after just a week because we are shaping a schedule around a bit.
Well, November's a short month, lots of holidays, so we just decided to move things around. And today we are joined by the talented and mysterious Green Lantern, Wayne T. Carr.
Yes, mysterious sounds right. Thank you for that.
Hello.
Hello.
So aside from Wayne, we of course have Rachel with us. We should have other girls joining us soon. But since it's just the four of us now, let's enjoy the less crowded version of League of Mayhem for a little bit. So Wayne, first of all, we're super, super happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, it was a long time coming, to be fair. I believe that we actually got in touch with you very early on, and then it just kind of got.
I was waiting the moment the news about you being Green Lantern went live. I was instantly in your DMs, but I knew that so was every other person. I was surprised you even answer your DMs, because it was probably crazy at the time.
It was. I tried my best to get back to people. It was absolutely an honor. I think I'm not sure where it happened initially, but I believe Zach was talking to you all.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's where I heard it for the first time. That's where I heard him.
I honestly can't remember.
He was definitely talking to us, but I
can't remember. Was it Justice Con? Was it League of Mayhem?
I'm not sure.
I feel like Justice Con was where it happened. I think that's where it was.
Yeah, what is our lives that we've gotten to the point where Zach has dropped enough bombs around us? We can't remember which format.
I don't think it was League of Mayhem because he's only been on that once, and if he had dropped that,
oh no,
it definitely was. I remember I just woke up to it and I was like, "Oh my god!" It's insane because, obviously, stupid times here. But I woke up to it and then I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I tweeted something, and then you had liked it or shared it or something, and I was like, "Oh my god, the guy is so great, Lantern!" Like my tweet, and my sister's like, "All right, cop on to yourself a bit." I was like, "You don't understand." And then I made my little thing, and then I was like, "Oh my gosh, what if it happens?" And now it's happening, and I'm excited. I'm excited. You are Green Lantern.
You are so much more awake today than you have been in a while. So you definitely.
This is because it's 12:30. Last week was 1:30. I think at one stage, when we talk after, I was like, fast asleep. I was like, I have to go.
Nana and Rachel are both over in the UK, so
yeah,
the struggle's real. I'm in New Jersey. Where are you, Wayne?
I'm in LA.
Okay, so it's early for you.
Oh, it's so early for me. This is great. I have to because I know William is watching. I was in Vegas and I told him I was going to go see him at the shop, and I was with my brother, and I hadn't hung out with my younger brother in, when I say a decade, for real. Like, we haven't hung out.
Okay.
So we were in Vegas and we had a lot of fun. So
what happens in Vegas, man?
Yeah, I missed seeing William, but I'm really close, so I'll see him again. Sorry, William. It'll happen.
I waited for you.
Yeah, right. He was working. He didn't care.
The heartbreak in that comment is real.
So he's just trying to make me feel bad.
So when we were talking about the whole announcement, did you have any idea that was gonna go out, that like your name's gonna be out there, or was it just
that was an early birthday gift from Zach. I literally, I didn't think anybody would ever hear about it. When he told me that WB was not allowing him to use my footage, I thought, darn, that sucks. And then I thought it would disappear. I didn't think he would put me on blast like that in a good way,
I mean, it's Zack Snyder. He's done that before. I mean, Ray Porter, I don't know if you've gotten a chance to talk to him since all this, but he's told us many times how he never expected anyone to find out he was Darkseid, and all of a sudden, everyone knew.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing. With Ray Porter, it was he knew it was happening, right? Like he knew that eventually people will see his work, you know. So, but with me, I was like, oh, this is going to be thrown away, and that's it. But he leaked some art and told you ladies, and then I became really popular on the social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we know anything about Zach, though, he doesn't throw anything away. That footage will come out, whether it's like it could come out tomorrow, it could come out in 10 years when he thinks everyone's forgotten. It'll come out someday.
So Cole, as an early Christmas gift, maybe you can talk to him and tell him just to give me the.
No, I would say that, and then Deb would be giving both me and Zach the eyeball. You know, the mother eyeball.
Tell him not to tell Deb. Just
yeah, you can use that for your CV. You need that for CV purposes.
Yeah, exactly.
Release it.
Thank you, Rach. I appreciate that. So Cole, if you can do that.
You can't put that on your resume, can you? If you have it,
we can make a video reel.
Yes,
there's a video CV.
Shush,
Cole, release the scene.
No, I have a full faith in us one day seeing it. I think it
100%.
Yeah, not sure how long it'll take, but I think it's definitely something that we'll see one day, someday.
If not, we can go back to that old what was it? Leave it on a USB stick in a bathroom, and someone else will do the job. I'll do it. I volunteer.
Are you aware of that ongoing joke, Wayne?
Yeah, Zach made a joke a while back about after Justice League came out that he thought about leaking his Snyder cut on putting it on a thumb drive and just leaving it in the truck stop bathroom somewhere. Like no one will know it was me.
Yeah, right. That would have been awesome. Whoever would have found that would have been amazing.
It was a bit of a joke there. I think it was actually on the there was a live stream of Man of Steel on anniversary, and that's where Snyder Cut got announced at the time, and that's where Zach admitted that he was like thinking, hey, maybe I could just leave a flash drive somewhere in a bathroom. And Henry Cavill was with him on there, actually. And he's like, yeah, you guys don't pick up random thumb drives on public bathrooms, please.
Superman says, don't give yourself sexually transmitted diseases from thumb drives in the bathroom.
Yes, don't. Bad idea.
So what was your reaction when you got a call, saying, hey, so you free? You want to be a Green Lantern?
Yeah, that was a good impression actually of Zach. That was really good. I was blown away. I was on my way to get some pizza from Crispy Crust here in LA. And I knew he was going to call eventually. Ray Fisher told me that he wanted to talk to me, and of course, after our conversations, I thought nothing's going to happen of this. It was a great conversation. I couldn't believe I was talking to him. It was awesome. And then as it got closer and closer to the date, I realized I shouldn't have eaten that pizza because those mocap suits, they are not flattering to anyone. Ray Fisher is ripped to shreds, and you can't see it. It just like it makes you just a block. It's really not cool. They're not cool.
What was on the pizza?
I am an everything type person. Okay.
So that was actually one of my questions. It was
that was a very dangerous question to answer in this fandom. Okay.
Is that right?
No, I have to ask. It's a fandom responsibility. I have to ask now. Do you eat pineapple on pizza?
I'm not normally a pineapple on pizza person, but when people have it, and that's the only option, I love pizza that much. I will eat it.
Okay.
If no other pizza is left to your root devices, you'll eat it.
If it's like veggie or pineapple. Not that I don't like veggies, but I like, meat. So
I remember it was like a week-long discourse a year or two ago, almost now.
Like 3 months long discourse.
Yeah, but like it was constant for like one solid week. Everybody was tweeting constantly about Zach and pineapple on pizza. And it was like we couldn't get away from it. Didn't matter which community we went to go look at tweets in. Everybody was talking about it.
Zach likes pineapple on pizza?
I don't remember, but I'm afraid to ask the man. I'm afraid to know.
Yes, he does like pineapple on pizza, but he specified that it has to be a certain type of pizza.
Well, hell.
But it was a discourse then, and it was like it started with Zach, but then people were asking Ray Porter and Ray Fisher. And it's been a question since then, so I felt like obliged that I have to ask. Because
what about you? What about you, ladies?
Yeah, no pineapple for me.
No pineapple?
I love pineapple, but I've never had it on pizza. I might try it once, but otherwise I'm just like, this is a weird hill to die on.
And I think for me, I'm just like, pizza? I'll take some. Doesn't matter what's on it. Except like if there was like fish or something on it, like, oh no thanks. I would take pineapple over like if weird fish pizza.
The one topping that I'll always choose above everything else is green chili. So
green chilies.
Yeah.
I like it.
My mom grew up in Albuquerque, and Hatch green chili is the shit.
Nice.
Oh, look who's in the house.
Yeah, he said. I asked Enosh if he wanted to come join the girls, but he has to wear the wig, and he said that he has to cook dinner, but he's like, give me half an hour.
Jolene is coming.
Enosh, order some pizza with pineapple and pepperoni, and you're good. I want to see this wig.
It looks like a dead animal on his head, to be completely fair.
Now I have to see this wig.
It's legendary.
So when we spoke in the past with Ray Fisher, he mentioned that he had come to you with the idea of like being Green Lantern. So how'd that conversation go? Like, I know you guys are old friends from the Ohio Shakespeare. Was it Ohio?
Oregon Shakespeare.
Oregon. I knew it was an O.
Yeah, that was good. That was good memory. Good memory.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we would talk randomly every now and then, and one day he called and he said Mr. Carr, and I thought I was in trouble. I was like,
I can hear his voice in my head now.
Of course you can, right? And I was like, Ray, what's up, man? And he was like, so I don't know if this is going to happen or not. And then he proceeded to tell me the thoughts that Zach had and his suggestion or recommendation to reach out to another theater actor to possibly do this role. And I literally thought it was a joke the entire time. And
until Zach called you.
Yeah. Well, even then I'll play around with a joke. I'll just keep stringing it out. I was like, this is the longest April Fool joke that has happened in July ever.
In July.
Ever. So, but I played along and I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And I was like, man, that would be amazing if Zach called me and talked to me about it. Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right. And Ray was excited, but of course he prefaced it. He was like, I don't know how things are going to work out, if this is going to happen, but if he calls you, he'll probably call you in the next couple of days. A couple of days went by and I thought that was interesting. And then he called while I was trying to get pizza. No pineapples.
But no.
Was there this tiny bit of like hope every time your phone rang? Were you like, oh my God?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those situations where you're like, is he calling? I mean, I felt like I was waiting on that date to call back. I was like, what? When is it going to happen? And eventually it did. And even then, like I said, I thought it was a joke.
You thought it was a joke up until you were in the mocap suit in front of the camera. And you're like, wait, this might be for real.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So
I woke up at some point in the middle of shooting.
Like, so were you a DC fan prior to all of this?
I was a DC fan since a little kid, not as hardcore, of course, as a lot of the fans. As I'm learning, I'm like, oh, there are people who really know that are too young to know, things like they're like, it's like that came out way before you were even born, but they know, Anyway, I grew up a Batman fan, and I was a big, the animated series was huge for me. I like the idea of a superhero that is human, right? And so it just it meant something to me as a kid, and then to get the opportunity to play with Zach for a little moment with another superhero that is a human. It meant a lot to me. It was really, really huge. So, and of course, I became a huge fan when Ray got the part, and then,
So you and Ray Fisher, you guys knew each other before he became Cyborg. So, yes. So is that were you texting him the moment the news broke? Like, dude, I can't believe that.
Yeah, Ray's situation was probably like my situation back in the spring when Zach dropped the concept art and told you ladies. He was getting calls from family members he didn't know he had. So, it was, people were like, it's okay. Ray's not going to ever get back to me, because he was just swamped, because his name was in the trade papers and, online and everywhere. Yeah.
I can't imagine that, you're just one day chilling and you're like, oh, casting new. That's my friend. I know him. It's like, yeah. I can't imagine that. Just look and be like, holy fuck, I know that guy.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome.
So when you were a kid, other than Batman, were you a fan of Jon Stewart or?
I came across Jon Stewart, I think, in high school, because I had a friend who was really into the comics, and I probably should look this up, because I just remember seeing KKK hats and going, oh, there's a black superhero. Who's this black superhero? And then seeing the Ku Klux Klan, and I was like, what the? Sorry, I don't want to curse, but I was like,
you can curse.
It's fine.
Okay, well, what the fuck is this, right? And I just threw it down, and I literally just ignored it and never touched it again, because I was like, this is supposed to be for entertainment, and to
It felt like it felt like it was something like a racist piece or whatever.
Yeah, it was just I don't know. I guess I was just extremely sensitive at the time. And of course, I wasn't, I didn't think that maybe, he was doing what he does, which is fight against evil, right? And so, but just seeing that threw me off. I was like, the one comic that I saw as a young person, and a black superhero is on the cover.
With the Klan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Even even now, that would be very jarring. There's a story somewhere, I forget, but I think it was it Batman or was it Black Panther? I don't know. There was a story about there was a comic book character that Black Panther, where the comic book writers and artists were told there's not enough white people in the comics, and so they said, fine. And they put white people in the next issue, but it was Black Panther kicking the shit out of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah,
and
right.
that seems to be a really fun little trend with when it comes to the black superheroes. That whenever the big voices up top, they'll be like, "Oh, there's no white people." It's like, fine. You bet I'll put some white people that'll have no faces at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I mean I get it, especially when some of these when some of the issues were written, but I wasn't ready for it at the time.
Yeah, it was, comics have a way of reflecting the current world that we're dealing with. So
yeah,
it probably was something that they wrote to kind of help themselves deal with what was going through them. Oh,
yeah,
Scott,
maybe.
our local English teacher and librarian seems to
What's
have
up, Scott?
the issue.
Oh, really?
Is it
awesome.
on your bedroom? Is it on your floor in your office, or did you look it up?
Scott, I don't even know what to say.
I would. Well, tell us the issue. Don't keep us hanging. Check Twitter.
Check Twitter.
Check Twitter.
Which he works with. I tagged you.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
Was it this one?
Yeah, that looks about right. Yes, Mosaic. Yes, that's it.
Oh my god, I can't believe Scott got that straight away.
That he found it so quick. That is impressive.
Scott, yep, definitely a librarian at heart.
Yeah, I remember when we did an interview with we were talking with Scott, and he kind of showed us what his basement looks like. It was amazing. But
then all the books are on the ground. It was like he had these bookshelves,
literal piles of comic books on the floor.
Yeah, he's got all these lovely, really nice wood bookshelves that are mostly empty, and everything's on the floor. Because he started organizing it and never finished it and hasn't gotten back to it.
Hello, everyone. I just see all the hello messages.
Hello.
Just very quickly putting them through so that we can say hello to everyone. Hi, guys. Thank you for being here.
So after high school, did you go to school for acting?
I went to school initially for biology. I wanted to be a doctor, and then that switched very quickly, and I became a mass communications major, focusing on directing, and then acting happened my senior year of college, and then I went to a different school to go to grad school at Penn State.
So how did you find yourself in the Oregon Shakespeare Festival then?
Any person who loves Shakespeare in America knows about the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, who's an actor, right? And so once I kind of, fell in love with the poetry of Shakespeare, Oregon Shakespeare was one of those places that I wanted to work. And it took me, I think, 5 auditions over the years to get there. And I finally did.
Any of the roles that were your favorite there?
Yes, there's a Shakespeare play called Pericles. That was definitely a highlight for me. Not many people know that one. It's pretty obscure.
I recognize the title, but I can't recall the story itself. I love Shakespeare. I was always the one in high school excited to read it. But no, I can't remember what it was about. I do recognize the name, though, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was not on my mandatory reading. I did have we did have at school we did have a lot of the most famous stuff from Shakespeare's mandatory reading. I had his sonnets actually is what I picked when I had my list of books I had to read for a graduation, because where I'm from, I have to graduate high school. And you have to read a lot of books to do that, and you have to read them in Czech. So I had to do that.
Wow.
Shakespeare is actually mandatory on our exams here, on our 3rd year exams and our 6th year exams. So I've done Hamlet, King Lear, Othello, The Merchant of Venice, and Romeo and Juliet. And I hated every single one of them.
Of course you did.
No, because they're in your answer of this 5 or 6 page essay, have quotes. And it was always like, remember this quote, like, you know, that to be and not to be. Like, I've literally blocked that out of my head because you had to know like the whole thing to write in an essay. Like, just put it in any essay. It could have been like, what is the role of revenge or something? And this, and you're like, to be or not to be. Hated it.
I love it. Well, you remember a lot of it, and that's great.
Just remember the first line.
That's good.
So I think I asked both Rays this question because they're from the Oregon Shakespeare Festival too. So what are your thoughts on a certain website called No Fear Shakespeare, where they translate everything into modern dialects?
Oh my God.
I personally don't have a problem with it. I think one of the things that I tell people who are studying Shakespeare is to stay away from that as much as possible. But for those people who aren't studying Shakespeare, use it. I mean, they do have to work for you. It's just like, oh, let me take this poetry, dumb it down a little bit. And if you have a test that you have to take and use quotes, or to try to decide what the poetry means or whatever it is, that's an easy way to kind of like get through it. You know, part of the fun with Shakespeare. Yeah, go ahead.
It's always fun to ask people who love it and also like have acted in it that question, especially after Ray Porter looked at me like I had shot his mother when I asked him that.
Yeah, because he's like that's garbage to him. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. It takes away all the fun.
When I was in high school, we were reading it in the original writing, and I remember how my classmates were having so much trouble with it, and for some reason I wasn't. I don't understand why, but they were having so much trouble with it, and I just found out about that website, and I told my teacher about it, and at that point she was so desperate. She was like, go to the computer lab, print out copies for your classmates to share, please. And I was like, okay. But now actually they offer you like the scripts with one page is the old English and another page is translated to more recent English.
Yep.
I can imagine it being useful for like you say you're at a uni and you do specific research where it could be useful. But yeah, it's probably not useful if you're, acting in a play or if you're actually studying Shakespeare himself. But yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, I think it could be useful if you're trying to sort of put things into context and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So someone in the chat wanted to what were they at? Where did it go? I lost it. Greetings from Australia.
I like this question.
Oh, what were you looking at while shooting the scene? I like to think they showed you Ben Affleck's footage while shooting.
Not while shooting, Reza. Zach showed me Ben Affleck's footage that he shot, of course, back in 2017 or whatever it was. He showed me that footage. And then I was acting opposite a tennis ball. That was Ben Affleck's height, the height of Batman, and or Bruce Wayne, and so it was a tennis ball that I was looking at.
So filming in the pandemic, even for a little bit, must have been pretty challenging.
Yeah, it was challenging, but I was working on one of the first films that was shot during the pandemic, which was the tragedy of Macbeth. So I was on set for that and getting tested every day, twice a day sometimes. And so I was kind of used to it. And so I sent Zach and his assistant and his team all of my, results because they were, of course, following their protocol. So I was used to
it. How much imagination does shooting this in the driveway in a mocap suit against a tennis ball require?
Yeah, it's one of those things that you got to like chime into your like childhood a little bit, when you just took little dolls or bears or whatever it is and you just made them talk and you just put yourself in a world. It's just it's the most fun, you know what I mean? It's so much fun to kind of like go there as an actor. Period. I think everybody should be able to do that. I encourage people to do that. But yeah, it was fun.
I don't know.
So I was it last
a
a few weeks ago on our first stream back from being on hiatus. William, who's a friend of Enosh's, came into our chat and was literally talking like a crazy person. Like he was going to get our logo tattooed on him. And he was being so serious, I believed him completely, and I was horrified. And then when he finally revealed that it was a joke, you could palpably see my relief. Like I was like, okay, this is a stalker. You have to be. This is creepy. So I feel he's been so happy that joke panned out so well for him. He's going to be using it forever.
Of course.
He might. You know what? If you get a fake one, just to scare me, Will, I'll hurt you.
That would be hilarious.
I'm coming for your ankles.
It's gonna be all over Twitter tomorrow. Just watch it. Find a way. If he has to draw it by marker. But yeah, no. That's absolutely fine.
Mr. McKay asks, are you working on anything right now, or are you still home with the family?
Yes, McKay, I am home with the family for the most part. I am doing some teaching at a university here in LA. And that's pretty much all I'm doing, raising my little girl who's 5 months now, which is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Is she your first?
Yes.
That's absolutely amazing. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I saw when you posted the picture online. I was like, she looked so cute.
Yeah, she's adorable.
I'm kind of excited because I actually have a cousin now who was born. I'm like, this is funny because my first cousin from this side of the family, and he's 29 years younger than I am, on nearly to a day. So we have a baby in our family too. So I might see him on Christmas.
Oh, I hope you do.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Depends on if the flights are allowed with pandemic and everything. But
yeah,
it must be pretty stressful as a parent right now because of the vaccination crap. You know, the fact that you can't vaccinate the little one.
Yeah. Fortunately, my wife is vaccinated, and some of the antibodies went from her blood to the baby's blood.
I've heard of that. That's right. Yeah. Which is wild. So she's protected more than you thought.
Yeah. Which is
That's
incredible.
crazy. That's amazing.
That's really
good. Every time someone tells me they've either had a baby or they're having one right now, I just can't imagine the idea. Like, because I can't imagine how much extra stress it would be to be a parent right now.
Yeah. It sucked. Don't get me wrong, but when she got here, when my little
it was worth it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you're such a cute, proud dad. Sorry, I just had to say that.
I'm more than proud. It's ridiculous. I didn't know I can love a little thing so much, but yeah.
Did you guys dress up as anything special for Halloween?
I did not, but she did. Let me show you a picture of her. If I can show it over we'll get a little something. Isla's debut. Oh, this is a good one. This is.
Oh my god! Oh my god, she's precious.
Yes, she is.
The cutest little giraffe.
Yeah.
So you do know that eventually you'll have to do a Green Lantern for Halloween. Just saying. I feel like mandatory. Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe she'll do it. She can do it. Yeah. I won't do it.
This is a good question.
Ben's Batman or Wayne's Green Lantern? I have no idea.
That would be a good fight, though, right? That would be a good fight.
That would be an amazing fight.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to run into. I love Ben's Batman. He's my number one, but I wouldn't want to run into him in a dark alley.
Definitely not. Definitely not. But
I will go somewhere else.
I'd probably become a villain just to run into him in a dark alley. I'm like, oh, look, sorry, stole this. Hey.
Whoops, Rachel's villain origin story, just trying to meet Batman.
In a dark alley, yeah, 100%. I know I'm not the only one out there who would say that.
You're not. No.
So a lot of fan art has come out since you got announced as Green Lantern, and how's that been making you feel?
It's the art is amazing. Like I was like, there's incredible. So many great artists out there who are fans of DC. This is incredible. But yeah, it made me feel really good just being accepted by the fans, and having my likeness in that character is just an awesome experience.
Nana, we can mention. So for Justice Con, we had worked with our artist, our first artist, a while ago, to design the first logo. When the second one came around, we had two versions designed, and one was including only Martian Manhunter, and one was including your hand in there as Green Lantern. But Zach we were waiting up until literally like the day before, and Zach hadn't announced it yet, so we actually never put that one out. But we had it waiting in the wings.
I can show it though, because we have.
Oh, yeah, show do it.
Well, give me a second. I'm gonna find it.
So. Yeah, right.
You guys
like right out. This very second.
I will find it. Hang on. Yeah, it is a beautiful one. Hang on.
Next year.
I still have the Krampus pictures here too.
The what picture?
From last week when Nana and Amanda were talking all about Krampus and our lovely Russian friend in the chat whose name I forgot again.
German.
Our Christmas chat on Halloween. It's my kind of chat.
That was yeah. You guys keep chatting. I'm gonna find it, but it's gonna take me a little bit.
But yeah, he told us, oh, it'll come eventually. I'll tell them as soon as it's safe. And I was like, he's just gonna wake up one day and choose to do it.
Pretty much.
That's how it goes, right?
No, the artwork though was incredible. I was, when people share it, I'm just like, how can you do stuff like this? Here's my stick figure in green crayon.
Yeah, it's amazing.
My stick figure in green crayon.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, look, I done this. And then they're just like, I done this and I've added this. And I'm like, he wasn't even posed like that in the picture. How did you make this?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, the one we used for this for the thumbnail for tonight's episode, that was like a DVD cover somebody made. And they like changed it so you were holding your fist. I was like, he didn't even pose for a photo like that. It's like, how did you do that?
I didn't even notice the photo. Now I have to go look for it.
But those pictures you posted at one point where you were with the green background were very cheeky. It's like,
it's
like we all know what you were doing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course you did. I wasn't being subtle. There was nothing subtle about it.
So, uh-oh. Trouble has arrived.
Trouble? Trouble!
Jolene. Jolene. You'll be begging me, please don't take your man. I'm Jolene. Oh, I'm here for Wayne just because I can. What's up, everybody?
That wig.
Can you please do this every week?
I love that thing. That's awesome.
The fact you threw on the wig and you tuned your guitar just to make an entrance. I should have known better than to challenge you.
Yes, you should. You should know better at this point. I mean, come on. I mean,
Fabulous.
I may not be a Shakespearean actress, but I have been known to play a role or two in my life.
Yeah.
What's up,
I
Wayne?
love that. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm sitting
That
here in a
is-
blonde wig on a Saturday night with a bunch of ladies and my friend Wayne T. Carr. I feel right, Brian. I feel right.
It's so good. It's so good. You kind of look like you need to be a wrestler from the 80s or something. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
It's
that's a
giving,
good
it's
one.
giving Dog the Bounty Hunter vibes. Not gonna lie.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Inside outside. Macho Man Randy Savage. It's not playing games. I'm the cream. I rise to the top. Yeah.
You know the wrestler who used to wear the red checked shirts with like black hair? Kind of like that. I'm gonna Google him.
I also get Joe
Google
Dirt a
him.
lot every time I wear this.
Joe who?
Joe
Yep,
Dirt.
we've got T.W. McKay with Jolene Dirt.
There you go. Yep,
I
Joe.
thought you said Joe Jonas.
You know, honestly, I bought this wig. I bought this wig a few years ago for Halloween because I read this article that talked about the band Nickelback. Everybody claims they hate Nickelback, right?
I love
And-
Nickelback.
So do I. I'll be honest. I like Nickelback. I don't think there's anything wrong with Nickelback. But if you ask the average person, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Nickelback sucks," and you ask them why, and they're like, "Well, because they suck." Well, why do they suck? Because they suck. And the most I ever get usually out of anybody is, well, they sound like every other band. Well, so does every other band. So you're just going to single them out. But I saw, because they're Canadian, you know, and at one point they were like the highest selling foreign band ever in the United States. And so,
you did this for
for Halloween, I wore this and I took a shirt and I glued a bunch of nickels on the back, and on the front I wrote like in a white like marker kind of thing. I put that I'm the #1 selling band in the foreign band in the U.S. of all time. Why don't you like me?
I love that. Very creative. Very creative.
So
and your wife went out in public with you wearing that thing?
No, it was our own Halloween party that we threw.
Oh, she allowed the public to see you in that wig.
Yes, my wife loves me and all of my decisions. She supports me in all of my decisions. If I want to wear a blonde wig, she supports that.
By the way, for those looking for Tiff, I forgot that she's at visiting family this weekend. So don't worry, she's fine. She is well.
Yes. So you got one blonde from the Poindexter Lounge.
There you go.
Yes. And there ain't nothing wrong with pineapple on pizza, by the way. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Why'd you have to bring it up? There's like a list of things I need to start handing Enosh before he can come on the show. Just be like, Pierre, you can't talk about this.
You were all talking about it. You are talking about it. But no, thank you.
I just have to upload it now. But we'll get there.
Take your time.
Was it Rachel? Was it Mick Foley?
Oh, probably.
I'm gonna Google him.
Yeah, I think so. I bet you.
Yes.
I bet it was Mick Foley. Yeah.
Well, you know when he had like the longer hair, like.
Yeah. Cactus Jack, as he was originally called. He's been Cactus Jack, Dude Love. He's gone by a few names. Mick Foley.
Thank you so much, because I was literally gotten to the stage where I was like, wrestlers beginning with A, wrestlers beginning with B, and I was like, no, this isn't happening.
I did think it was a weird request when Cole texted me. She's like, hey, Wayne T. Carr is going to be on tonight. Will you put the blonde wig on and come on in and say hi? And I'm like, that's a strange request.
Why is that a strange request? I wanted to see it.
Not coming from me. You're lucky I didn't add in the addition of the onesie.
That's true.
I know you would have put it on. You would have been very comfy too, but still.
Wayne's like, wait, what?
Why you? Come on! Why didn't you the full thing? I wanted the whole thing.
The pink
whole
onesie.
Jolene experience.
The whole Jolene experience. I don't even know where her onesie is. I don't know where her onesie is.
I think she took it.
Did she take it? I don't know if she took it or not. I got a picture of it though when I did come in here with that the one time.
Yeah, he snuck in and he was like hiding behind the cardboard cutouts when they were all standing, and he slowly started peering out, and he was wearing her pink onesie, holding her hyena.
That was the first time that Ray Porter ever met me, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and then you guys became friends, which is
Then we became friends.
that says a lot about Ray. It says how open-minded and wonderful he is.
Wait,
Yep.
you're saying Ray first met you on League of Mayhem in a pink onesie?
Yes, because I had tried to reach out to him several times to get him on the show, and he had been on like with all my friends already and stuff, and so like he was, he wanted to make sure that he wasn't like oversaturating it or whatever, and so we had never actually met, and so then Tiffany was like, "Hey, by the way, we're interviewing Ray this weekend." I was like, "Oh, that's super cool," and then you guys started talking about the onesie and everything, and so I was like, well, you know what? Here's my shot. He'll definitely remember me from that point on. And so,
and then he pitched having him on the Poindexter Lounge dressed like
that was
that.
me right there. I snuck up behind her. I scared her. It was definitely a moment.
So good.
Yep.
I love it.
Most people,
and Ray remembered me, so
and most people would have seen him creeping about and be like, you know what, he's insane. I'm not going on his show. But he pitched having him on the show, and Ray said yes. So apparently,
this was my favorite moment when I was hiding behind Tiff and she didn't know I was there.
oh my god,
that was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. Nobody. Okay. And see, there was Ray.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, no,
I'm
you're
gonna
good.
put this down. But that's the logo that it was done with the Green Lantern.
Oh,
that's so good.
Yeah,
awesome.
And since it's Zach's Justice League, we couldn't include it because you weren't out yet. He hadn't outed you as the Green Lantern. But yeah, we need to really do another run of them with the updated logo sometime, Nana. That would be fun.
That's wicked.
Maybe next Justice Con.
Super cool.
If there is any.
So Wayne, how is the baby?
The baby's so good. So good. Growing very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
getting
showed
any
us
sleep yet?
she was a giraffe for Halloween.
Aw.
Yeah, she was a giraffe. Yeah, we're getting sleep. Yeah, she slept all through the night last night, which was great.
Rock on.
Yeah.
Mine still don't sleep all the way through the night.
And how old are they?
Yeah.
19, 16, and 15.
Yeah, that sounds.
They're at the age though where you don't have to worry about it now. You're just like insomnia, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Go.
They're just like Dad. That's why I'm up all night streaming and doing stuff all night too. So
we noticed sometimes you log in on like 3 a.m. and I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? I mean, I'm awake too, but I'm not live streaming. I'm like,
well, the pandemic, man. That's what the pandemic did. All of a sudden, like I was sitting around, like it got my schedule way off whack, and I was like, well, am I just going to sit around the house and watch a movie or watch TV, or I could be productive? And I started doing call-in shows, and that led to more stuff. And now I'm like the overnight guy. Everybody thinks I'm in some other part of the world.
The overnight guy. I love it.
I am.
And it's not a short live streams either. It's like I know that whenever I connect, and that's usually 3-4 a.m. for me, it's like I just come for an hour, Enosh. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta be at work in the morning. I go straight to work because I'm stuck with you on the stream for 3 hours.
Hey, it's riveting, and it goes by fast. It goes by fast. It really does. We have some great conversations. I'll tell you what, we usually have some really good conversations. So it's
some
cool.
of them incredibly weird, but yeah.
Every once in a while, we have some crazy conversations. But every once in a while, we have people like Wayne pop in, just out of nowhere, man.
Often.
Yeah, I know. I'll never forget the way that I met Wayne, because totally didn't believe it was him.
Right. By the way, when you popped into one of the Justice Con panels and dropped a donation, I was like, that's not him. That's someone pulling a joke. That is totally not him. And then I remember I texted Ray Fisher and I was like, I don't want to say it's him and then get it wrong. Is it him? And he's like, yeah, it's him. I'm like, oh.
And was that during that panel with Zach when he outed you out of the Green Lantern closet that you were donating?
I think so. Yeah.
You came out of the lantern.
Yeah. Right. I think so. It's a really funny thing. I don't know how the people do it, but I was watching. It might have been your show, Enosh. I was just watching. I'll watch the shows for fun. Doing whatever around the house, taking care of my baby, and then I don't know which show it was, but anyway, somebody popped on and made a comment, and somebody said my name, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I looked at my computer, and my face was in the comments with a comment, and I said, "I didn't do that. How did that happen?" And so I didn't even know that was a thing. And I think Enosh, you actually you told me that happens often.
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't believe that it was you, because the week before you did that, we had a stream that ended really funny because a couple people were doing that where they were changing their screen names like over and over and over again. And so I mean we had like Michael Jackson, we had Biggie Smalls, we had oh my gosh, who did we have? I mean we had Tupac, we had just like so many people coming into the stream, and it was hilarious. And then like 5 different versions of me. Like people just make stuff up, and right now I got somebody who's doing it that's like somebody else completely different. And it's weird. It's become a mystery. It's almost like a Riddler level mystery right now who this person is. They came in a couple weeks ago as Deranged Enosh, and they started dropping like weird pictures of like funny pictures. It wasn't like a troll kind of thing, but it was like these funny pictures that they were sending to me on Twitter, and it was really funny. But then the other day it turned into this mystery because they started like dropping hints of who they were, because I have no idea who they are. And I still have no idea who they are. Like, I'm like,
always expecting the worst when I'm over on Enosh's channel watching the show. And if I'm logged into my YouTube, I'm a mod, so I can I end up blocking people. And then the other mods are like, "Why'd you block him?" And I was like, "I don't know. Stranger danger, people."
Yeah. No, we just have some people who just like to have fun, and this person is just having fun. But they're in there as Deranged Enosh, and yeah, people in your chat right now know who he is, but like we don't know who he is. He came in like telling me like giving me all these hints, and I still don't know. And so, but it's funny because when Wayne popped in, I just figured it was a continuation of that, right? Because it's like, hey guys, and it's like, all right, here we go. Somebody else is Wayne, and then you're like, no, it's really me. And then I'm like, okay, if it's really you, message me then on Instagram. And then it's like all of a sudden there's a message, and I'm like, well, okay, then.
You're like, that's one way to meet someone.
It sure is. So that was pretty cool.
Has anyone sent you a Green Lantern ring yet?
No, I haven't. I don't have a Green Lantern ring. Zach didn't even give me a Green Lantern ring. Zach gave me some red tape around my fingers.
Oh my god!
I'm Did you keep the red tape?
What is this gonna do? Okay, all right, whatever.
I'm thinking of the commercial.
We have this.
Aww.
He probably was like, he's like, imagine that's the ring. It's like, fine.
Yep.
I was hoping for a ring, but fine.
Does that work for guys too? It's like nothing says I love you like a red piece of tape around your ring finger.
Right. Hey, it's better than like a Haribo jelly or something. A little Haribo jellies. I'd have been like, this is it.
To be fair, he probably forgot.
I'm shooting Green Lantern. Oh, I should probably have a ring, huh?
Cole is calling him out.
I love him so much. I'm surprised he keeps me around sometimes because I make these comments and I'm like, that was mean.
Well, he obviously loves you too, so you're doing something.
I was like, I think
last time she called him out on wearing white t-shirts, and the next time we did an interview, he had a black hoodie over it.
I didn't call him out. I just like made a comment. I was like, so you only wear these white V-necks. And then the next interview he did, literally, it was like the next day. And he put on a black hoodie that was zipped up. And I was like, oh boy. I stepped in it again.
I'm sure he loves it.
He didn't disown us yet, so there's always that.
I just need to find that department on Amazon where I can buy a filter for my, my brain.
Don't ever do that to yourself.
Wayne, it's really funny because, man, being a toy collector, I think it's funny now, because I've had this experience now. Like, anytime I have gotten like a cyborg figure, right now, all I think of is Ray, right? And then it was weird because when the Battle Armor Darkseid came out, I didn't get to pre-order it. The day that it went out for pre-order, my alarm didn't go off that morning. It was my day off. My alarm didn't go off, so I slept in like an hour. And Tiffany got to work, and she was going to pre-order it for me. And she's like, "Nah, Enosh is always on that stuff. I know he'll be up and pre-order." So like, it sold out, and I did miss the pre-order. And so Ray Porter knew that I missed the pre-order, and so the day that it was like supposed to be the street date for it, he messaged me and he says, "Hey, did you get one?" And I said, "No." And so he's like, "Okay, I'm on it." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And apparently, like, he was like all over Hollywood that day. He told me like he was going just from store to store, all these different Target stores, and then like calling Target stores trying to find me a Darkseid action figure. And I'm like, that's just crazy and meta, right? Like when Darkseid is trying to find you a Darkseid action figure. But then it's funny too, because now, like, man, like every time I get a John Stewart figure, I think of you. So it's really cool. That's like, now there's like these people, like, even though I haven't seen your Green Lantern, just seeing the pictures of you and the thing, like, I think of you that way. And I think most fans do now. Like we really want to see what you did, at this point.
That's awesome.
But I think it's cool now to like have people in our lives now. Like for me, like, I don't know what happened to my life in the last year. I mean, I went from just kind of sitting around the house, just being stupid, to now I'm just being stupid on live streams with people like yourself and the Nerd Queens and other people, and Ray Porter and
now
stuff.
And getting texted 5 minutes before going live to go put on a wig.
Yeah, so so I like my life. It's fun. But yeah, it's cool. It's because like I got these toys now of people, and I am automatically go and think of like you and others, man. I think that's cool.
I think it's really nice how this particular community got so close with with people involved like yourself and Ray and another Ray. I think it's really like, it's not something that I've seen anywhere else, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I was just glad when you revealed who played Green Lantern that your name wasn't Ray, because if we had 3 of them, then
that would have been weird, right?
Been like 3 Rays from the same Shakespeare festival. This is too much.
Right.
It's already like, oh yeah, so do we ask Ray if he comes on our stream? It's like, which Ray? Oh right, I forgot. It's just
one of these days we need to get you, Ray Fisher, and Ray P on, so that way you guys can do Shakespeare.
Yes,
that would be cool.
I mean, I would love that. I don't know about anyone else, but I think
I told him I thought one of the coolest things to see them do would be, they got these Star Wars Shakespeare books, right? And I said, it'd be really cool. Like, and of course, Ray Fisher is like, well, we got to get clearance to do that. I'm like, yeah, I know, but it'd still be cool. Like, just don't take away my fanboy dreams, Ray. Okay. Like, I just want to see the, I don't know that you have to do that, but it's not Shakespeare. It's like Star Wars, but it's like in Shakespearean language and stuff. It's like, instead of like the Force awakens, it's the Force.
Oh, I was
the Force doth awaken. The Jedi returneth.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Shakespeare has been public domain for at least 100 years.
It's the Star Wars saga, but in Shakespearean format. And so I always thought it'd be really fun to
years, hun.
Yeah.
Sorry,
just public domain has only existed for about 100 years, so. But are you a fan of things other than, like, what are you a fan of other than the DC stuff?
Myself? My gosh, that's a huge question. I'm a fan of a lot of things. I love movies. I love art. I love music. I love traveling. So I'm a big fan of a lot of different things. What about you, Cole?
D, all of the above. What you just said literally
Yeah, I
encompasses
mean, like,
You mentioned that
bananas.
you love traveling.
Yeah.
What is the best? Well, best. What is your most favorite place that you've ever traveled to?
Lake Bled in Slovenia.
Okay, I can respect that.
Look it up. It is the most beautiful, magical place I've been to. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's magical.
Yeah,
Slovenia
can be-
in itself was absolutely beautiful and awesome,
Oh,
but Lake Bled
wow.
rocked my world.
That
I
is
thought I
beautiful.
was in some kind of like fairy tale or something like that.
Well, that's how I felt the entire time I was in Prague when I was visiting Nana. She's originally from Czechia. And so I visited her in Prague for 2 weeks. And it was my first time, first of all, out of America. And second, it was like, I love things like castles. So it was like there was a castle in every other street.
Yeah,
At one
right.
point, and which was overwhelming, but also cool. And I wanted to explore all of them. But of course, some of them were actually condemned. But I remember we then road tripped through parts of Czech, and Nana was driving, of course, because she didn't want me to try driving on the wrong side of the road. No, I'm kidding. But
we drive on the same side of the road as America does.
I know, that's why I said I'm kidding. But I started dozing off, and she goes, "Castles, yeah." Castle?
Wow, man, that is. I just looked it up, man. That's beautiful. That's like that's so picturesque, man. That's like
yeah, Lake Bled is gorgeous.
Where did she go? Oh.
Hello.
Saggy, in and out.
Yeah. Wait. Hi. I'm calling Pete on you.
You call
I called him. I called Pete for that dead animal on your head. That dead thing on your head. I called PETA. There's a problem. Well, where'd you get that from? A golden retriever?
I don't know, Saggy. Do you want to start talking? I mean, like somebody might have clips of you from your show of different things that have happened.
Yeah, but not on this show. So you could try it.
That's true. But I've been friends with the Nerd Queens longer than you, and I might be able to sneak a video by here every once in a while.
There is a little girl out there missing her golden retriever. How do you think she's gonna feel when she finds out you're wearing it?
You know what, Saggy? You should tell your Alexa or whatever that is not to answer you while you're on a live stream.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you got a clip out of it,
and out,
you're welcome.
and out all your search history there.
That wasn't my search history. It was giving me listings of websites based on what I said. Okay.
Sure, it was.
I'm not sure what's worse.
Oh, I don't know
how
either.
Google works. He don't know how Google works. It's
okay.
I
know how Google works. It learns.
Listen,
if you say something long enough, Google's like, yeah, we got your number.
My Google's about to learn the number for PETA. Because, again, some little girl is crying over the golden retriever you're wearing on your head right now, and that's just not okay.
Jealous.
All that's missing from this conversation is folding chairs being thrown back and forth. What the hell just happened here?
She's jealous. She's so jealous.
Yes, I'm so jealous of the dead dog on your head. Let me tell you.
Hey, you know what?
Where's Jimmy? Where's
dog was asked
where's
to be
Jimmy
here.
when you need him?
The dog was what?
The dog was asked to be here. Okay. You do what you're asked. When the nerd
Mommy, why is that man wearing Fido? Why, Mommy?
Back on topic, Wayne, you mentioned being a fan of music. What kind of music do you enjoy? I'm trying to negate the noise over here to my side over here. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of background white noise. A lot of hiss. There's a lot of hiss over here. It's really lo-fi too. It's like lo-fi hiss. And so like we call it, sometimes you got to like edit that out in post, so.
I know we're called the League of Mayhem, Wayne, but I feel like we should have warned you or something.
It's starting to make sense now.
You let her in. Like, what are you gonna say? Saggy and I get in trouble because we tease each other so much. And like once I went on a stream where I started giving her a hard time about something, and the person didn't know that I knew Saggy, and the person started yelling at me, literally, like angry at me, thinking that I was mad at Saggy, which I was not. I was just teasing Saggy. And
that was funny. That That person went in on Enosh because all they heard was some guy come on the stream and start giving me the business. So they thought that they were like, oh heck no. And that's the first time I met the person too. They're like, you're not popping off on her like this. And I was like, wait, he's a friend. It's so
it was literally an inside joke too. It was already like a joke. And so,
we were all shocked. We were sitting there like, what do we say? Like, is this real? Oh, they really think Enosh was serious. Oh, we gotta say something.
Yeah. But no, seriously, Wayne, what kind of music you into, man?
Oh my gosh, it's all over the map, man. It's like movies, you know what I mean? Like I love to be entertained in different ways, and different situations requires different music. So yeah, I can't even, now I'm put on the spot. I'm trying to think of what I'm listening to right now. My wife just got us tickets to a group called Joseph that I've listened to a little bit. I've been a Busta Rhymes fan all my life. Brandy Carlisle, just listening to her new album. I'm all over the map, man. All over.
Same. When I was an edgy teenager, I thought I could only like one like genre at a time. I was like, oh, I'm so cool because I don't like normal music. And then I grew up and I was like, wow, you can like whatever you want. And now I can go from Lamb of God to Taylor Swift in less than a shuffle. And I'm like, yes.
See, I've always been that way. Growing up, starting like my first band when I was 16, I had a bunch of like music snob friends who were like really into like 80s metal, early 90s metal and stuff. And so like everything sucked except for that, right? And I love that stuff, man. But like I always had a love for everything, like pop music to rock music, hard stuff. And growing up playing, local clubs and stuff with bands and stuff, man, we played with everything. We were always a rock band, but we played with, thrash bands and punk bands and ska bands and and then we'd go play with R&B bands at like festivals in the park and stuff like that. And so like I really got a really good camaraderie and sense with other people, and I became that type of musician who could sit in with anybody. And that's always what I wanted to do, right? So like I could sit in with metalheads and just jam out and have fun, and then I could sit in with my R&B, friends, and stuff. We used to fellowship with like a lot of African American churches in our area, man. And I would love to just drop in and like just the improvisation. You'd be sitting there and like it'd be like 30 minutes later, and you just have been jamming on something, man. That was just it was sweet. And just all those friendships and stuff. And so like, I always loved everything, but I always took a lot of flack for that because especially growing up, it was like,
musicians are good with that, with like, switching the different styles of music. It's not normal. Well, Cole, are you a musician at all? Do you play anything?
I'm a veteran of of school choir, did over 15 years in the choir. So that's as close to a musician as I get.
Well, Saggy's a musician. She plays a kazoo. Oh, I'm sorry. She just sounds like one.
Wow. You know what you sound like. Okay. Sound like a foghorn.
I'm not even sure what this is right now. But
Enosh sounds like a fart.
Wayne, meet Fatma.
We love you.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you? I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get over a cold, so I'm a little ill, and it's been a funny week. But how are you? It's such an honor to be able to talk to you.
It's an honor to talk to you. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry you have a cold.
Yeah, it's amazing to have whatever this illness is. I'm thinking it's a cold, but hopefully it'll pass soon. How are you doing? How's everything going, everyone?
Going well, love. How are you?
Well, I'm
we're all right over here, just trying to keep Saggy and Enosh alive without them killing each other. Probably not a good idea to have them in the windows next to each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
we were just discussing music taste.
But now that you're
Music.
here, we can talk about food.
I like food. I'm down for the food conversation for sure.
Yeah, food is awesome, but at the moment, it doesn't really seem appealing to me.
I hear you. When you're sick, you don't want to eat. When I'm sick, it's just soup because it's only liquid. I can't do solid food.
Mm.
I hate
Yeah.
it.
You know, it's a joke that because when we first started League of Mayhem, Fatma was on every single night, every time, and we were always talking about food somehow. And she also runs a cooking Instagram where she talks about it and everything. So now it's like if she pops in, oh, we got to change the topic. We're on to food now.
I haven't updated that in a while, but I also do my own channel where I like discuss movies and films and stuff like that as well. So it's multi interest, but yeah, the food stuff is there for anyone who wants to check it out. But tell me what's your favorite interest or thing to go into, Wayne? Whether it's food, music, and I'm sure acting is your absolute love, but what else is it that you like to, delve into sometimes?
Oh my gosh, it's anything that allows me to enjoy life. So food is one of those things that kind of if you can't travel, you know what I mean, you can go to a restaurant and make yourself feel like you're in a different place. So food does that for me. But yeah, I love art in general. I really can't say it better than that. Anything artistic, I love.
Do you like to visit museums and stuff like that, or is it just like any art exhibited in any style? And if so, do you have a favorite? And do you have like a favorite museum or art gallery or exhibition that really stood out to you and left an impression?
My favorite there was a lot of reasons for it, but I went to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, or the Van Gogh Museum, as they say there, and that rocked my world.
I think I would start crying.
I think I might have, yeah.
It seems to be such a great thing to see, because I think quite a few exhibitions around the world have started to do this live Van Gogh immersive experience where you can it's projected around you and you can feel like you're actually transported into the painting. So it's just amazing to be able to see all of that.
Yeah, I've seen that going around as well.
I think that's
my little brother, he took a couple of semesters of art history in college, and for extra points they would go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in the city, and he has cerebral palsy, so he needed, for legal reasons, he needed an aide, so I would go with him and we would explore. And I wish I'd been recording him the first time he saw Washington crossing the Delaware, because like he's a history buff and he loves stuff, and that's one of his favorite images. But when he walked into the room and saw that it was a floor-to-ceiling painting, and like he ran, by the way, like with his crutches, he ran across the gallery. Everyone was like, "What the frick? Stop running!" When he realized where it was, and he just stood there and like almost fell backwards looking at it. He was like, "Oh my god!"
Reminds me when you saw St. Vitus Cathedral for the first time. That was funny.
Yeah, there's a cathedral in the city square of Castle Prague, and it took like 200 years to finish making, and it's like carved and beautifully ornate. And the first time I saw it in person, like,
I led her on that. It's literally like a small square in the whole Prague Castle complex, which I don't know if any of you had a chance to be there, but they say it's like the biggest castle complex in the world, or at least in Europe. So when you go, there's this little square, and on that there's the St. Vitus Cathedral. And it's not like that the cathedral itself stands out that much. Like we have a bunch of those and like all over the country. But hadn't had a chance to show call any other one. So when we went there, I had her purposefully just look down. So when we got to it, I was like, okay, now you look up. And she kind of looked up, but she left her jaw.
And then I kept looking up, and that's when I almost lost my balance because I was like, oh, I'm getting dizzy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's something when you combine art and history, there's something so, I don't know, powerful. And it's so much fun to see and all that. Who is?
Yeah.
I don't know if this question has already been asked, and I apologize if it has, but I just want to know if there's like a passion project that you would absolutely love to be a part of one day that perhaps isn't in the works at the moment, or even if it is in the works and you'd want to be a part of it, whether it's theatre or film or TV. Is there a world or series, fantasy, sci-fi, whatever? The world is your oyster. Which one or which few would you actually really want to? And would you venture into TV, and would you venture into different mediums? Because I know you come from a theatre background.
Yeah, my first couple of jobs when I first got here to LA, not when I first got here to LA, were television jobs. I did little bit parts on a Disney show and then a part on SWAT. So television is a lot of fun, and but I'm trying to find it actually right now. My wife listens to a lot of audiobooks. She works at the LA Opera. She builds wigs, and she found a series that they're going to be making, a book series that they're going to be making into a television show. Yeah, exactly.
You did not make this wig, by the way.
Her wigs are a little better than that. Trying not to insult you,
that's a high quality wig right there. I'll have you know.
Oh, which book is it returning?
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if I can find, because she mentioned it, and I thought she sent it to me. Anyway, she said, "Oh, I have this role that you have to audition for," and I was like, "Okay, what is it?" And the way she described it was so weird. She was like, "You're a fairy that transforms and leads an army of." I was like, "A fairy that leads an army?" Okay, I don't know what this book was, but it's some kind of sci-fi thing. Oh, look at that.
I heard there was an actor here. Hello.
Yeah, you look like an actor.
Yeah, I am going to be in The Mandalorian. I'm going to replace Gina Carano. I'm going to be Cara Dune.
I think that is a great choice. That is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm very excited. But I was listening. I was like, oh, we got an actor here. I wanted to audition.
I'm so sorry.
Yes. What's your name?
Enosh loves me. I'm Sasha.
Sasha, it's a pleasure to meet you. I should bring my daughter in here to meet you.
Oh, you have a daughter?
She ain't that kind of puppet. Trust me.
Not that kind of puppet.
No, I'm not that kind of puppet.
She ain't that kind of puppet.
No.
She's 21 years too young for it.
Yeah, what was the musical Avenue Q? Yeah, that's
Avenue Q.
She's more of an Avenue Q.
I mean, obviously, I'd be nice. I'd be on my best behavior. I mean, I'm just a puppet. Come on. I mean, I just won't get above the camera.
Saggy. Put Sasha away.
Thanks for the warning.
But I love Nicole. I love Cole. She wants me to go away. I'm sad now.
Oh my god, I'm actually so freaked out right now.
Sad puppet.
Why, Cole? I'm behaving for once.
Somebody explain to me, why is the chat having ice hockey discussion? Not that I'm against it. I'm just not sure how it happened.
Because apparently Sasha here is a fan of the Bruins, but somebody in the chat said, Sasha, the Bruins suck, and now they're talking about hockey. By the way, Nana and I like the Red Wings, just to add to the discourse.
Heck yeah!
It's because I'm from Boston. It's because I'm from Boston. I'm a Boston puppet, so yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Hey, Sasha.
Yes.
Would you like a Tic Tac?
No,
that's not berry Tic Tacs.
Just saying.
That's
I
That's
just
not gonna help my
Coca-Cola
breath.
Tic Tac.
For you.
I feel bad
Coca-Cola
for
Tic
Wayne.
Tacs are
Look
like
at
the best
Wayne.
thing in the world. But
Wayne's like, what did I sign myself up for? Oh my god.
nobody
I
signed
am-
themselves up for this.
I am so chill.
It's so great to join you guys. I'm really looking forward to everything that you've got coming our way, Wayne. And it was a pleasure to speak to you briefly. Apologies because of my illness at the moment, but I'll catch you guys soon if that's okay. And have a great and wonderful evening, night, wherever you are.
Yeah,
Feel better. Feel better,
Bye,
Fama.
babe.
Bye,
Get
guys.
well soon.
Bye. Feel better.
Bye.
Bye.
Fatma was like, the puppet, I'm gone. I'm not sick enough for this.
She was like, I haven't taken enough cold medicine for this.
Yeah.
Right.
I want
I was gonna say. So does your wife like young adult fantasy? Is she into books like that?
She's into everything.
Because when you said fairy, I instantly thought of the books that I love reading, and the fae are badass, and they're literal monsters. They're not like Tinkerbell. They'll literally cut people's head off and put them on pikes. So
right. Yeah,
So when
that's
you
not
were
how
like,
I took it.
yeah, so when you were like fairy, I was like, oh, and then I thought about it. You said that she likes audiobooks, and I was like, the one that kills people. That's probably who she's talking about. I wish you could remember the book, though. Can you text her? Can you ask her?
They're quite popular, though. They're quite popular these days.
Yeah, it's like if they come up in books these days, they're definitely.
It definitely shows a lot in the young adult and new adult genre, I think.
I mean, when I was younger, I used to read this one book series that was about unicorns, and people would make a joke at me about it because I was the kid the goth girl in high school, and I was like, "Dude, read the prologue." And the prologue is like a flashback. I can't remember the book series, which sucks, but it was like a flashback to this one unicorn who gored someone with their horn, and it was described in horrifying detail for a young book. And I was just like, yeah, laughing about the unicorns now, aren't you?
Right.
Like, surprise, buddy.
They were totally reading those books.
I mean, that's like when, I was told to watch Full Metal Alchemist, that that will convince me that anime is not for kids. Yeah, I was very convinced. I'm traumatized till to this very day. Okay, so.
Oh, yeah. My mom used to yell at me about that with the anime. She'd be like, "Oh, anime's not for." She's like, "Why are you watching cartoons? You're an adult." I'm like, I'm like, Mom, come sit down and look at this cartoon. You tell me if it's for kids.
I'll think about it, TW. But thank you. I'll have to think of a good
to my house.
description.
I've had so many people walk in my house and they're like, "Seriously, Enosh?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I married a woman who's like in the same stuff as I am. So if you don't like it, I mean, you don't have to stay. But
it's
an
impressive
we can have an adult conversation all day long. Like I don't know what, like I'm really glad because like I've been collecting now for over 20 some odd years, and it hasn't always been like acceptable to be a pop culture collector or be that nerd, right? Like I remember growing up in a time where, I mean, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, superheroes, even Star Wars, sci-fi, any of that stuff, man, like you were looked at as an outsider, like you couldn't cross those genres a lot of times. And now it's really funny because there's so many people nowadays who are like, they're actually like the jocks and the cool kids, but like it's almost like they try to take over that genre. But I think it's a cool thing that we've come full circle now where people can be into these things and it's okay, like just because you're into collectibles or you're into anime or you're into whatever, it doesn't mean that you're not adult. It doesn't mean that you can't, a lot of professionals nowadays, are into these things. And I think that's cool. I remember once. Okay. Yeah. So for example, so like right now I've got a really low key watch on, but it's my Man of Steel watch. right? So you can kind of, I don't know if you can see, but it's got like the Man of Steel S.
Hang on.
Okay.
Let me take down the comment. Let me put you on a bigger
Sure.
screen. Hang on.
Sure.
I'm
So-
taking forever, I know, but
so
we'll
you
get
can
there.
kinda- You can kind of see there.
Oh, there you can see it.
Yeah, right. So like
That's cool.
I've got a few Superman watches, and I've always had Superman watches. But when I worked for FedEx, I went out for this new position. I was in sales, and literally I had a Superman. I got this new guy. It was a higher up position, and I mean it was like way up that I was applying for, and they really liked me and everything. But literally the feedback that I got after my interview was, Enosh, and this was what 2005 was. Enosh, this is a professional environment. You're a sales rep. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I've been a sales rep for a long time. And he said, well, I need you to get another watch. Because I had a Superman watch. And it wasn't like it was some, junky watch. I really had like this nice, this really nice Superman watch that was beautiful. And, but he was just like, he's like, that's not what we want to portray. And I said, so, I said, in my experience, people buy from people. They don't buy from companies. And, I said, okay. I said, look, I'll do whatever you want me to do, I guess. I said, but, one of the things that was beautiful about my old days was, I remember one day we went out on this sales blitz thing and it got really cold outside and I didn't have a jacket except for the Superman jacket that I had in my car. And I went to go put my Superman jacket on and my sales manager said, you can't wear that. And I'm like, dude, it is freezing cold out here. We're just dropping off free stuff to businesses. I'm putting this jacket on. And it was funny because when you walk into a business, like anytime you cold call somebody like that, like nobody wants to talk to you there. It's like, yeah, just put it there. I don't care. The rest of the day, every business that I walked into with my sales manager from out of town who would come in special for it, like everybody saw me. Oh, I got echoed.
Everybody wanted to talk to the guy.
But everybody saw me that day was like, hey, here's Superman.
It's Sabrina. She's got echo on.
No, I had to unmute my mic. I'm sorry. Hi, guys.
Hi. But so everybody that day was smiling.
No, we can hear echo on your side, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Sabrina, were you watching the stream?
No.
That's weird.
Try again, Enosh.
Okay, so everybody who saw us the rest of the day, they saw me coming in with a Superman jacket on, and they were like, "Hey, it's Superman!" They had big smiles on their faces, and all of a sudden, like I got all these like follow-up appointments to go and talk to people about their business, and my boss told me, dude, you can wear that Superman jacket anytime you want to wear that Superman jacket. So it's weird how like that, but now I feel like it's normalized more since then over the last 15 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is.
So I want to add of things that you do like, Wayne. Do you like Harry Potter?
I do. I love the movies. I never read the books.
What's your Hogwarts house?
I don't know. I don't know. What's yours?
Slytherin.
Oh, you're so proud of that.
I think he'd be a Ravenclaw.
I have like maybe 100 pieces in my Slytherin collection. Okay, just
same.
But
before so just to let you know, this is Sabrina, our resident Batman expert.
Hello, nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sabrina.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, Sabrina, we already asked. He did not get to meet Ben Affleck. He was acting against a tennis ball, unfortunately.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I can be like, oh, hella jealous, but still hella
But it
jealous.
was a lovely tennis ball.
But Wayne was telling us earlier that growing up, he was a big Batman fan too.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, I love hearing that. I love hearing about other fellow Batman fans too.
Yes, indeed.
I
just wanted to let you know that the book is called A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Oh my god.
You are joking right now.
She loves that freaking book.
Wait,
and
she wants you,
We're
and
big
she
fans,
wants
and
you
so
to.
is Fatma, actually, who just left.
oh, is that right?
She wants you to. I was thinking to myself, that's the book series, but that's why I wanted to know. She wants you to audition for that. Yes, you should. You should.
So, yeah, they're doing something. They're doing something with that down the road. So we'll see.
I has a question.
Yeah,
It's so good.
I has a question. When you did the shooting for Green Lantern, is there any possibility that like Zach or not? I wouldn't say Zach, 'cause I don't know how it works because I know people do fan films all the time. But would it ever be possible? Do you think they would ever allow him to like show that scene?
He'll find it. He'll find.
I was gonna
way
get
to
it.
do that. No,
Right,
no, I will not.
Because
Listen, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Right, but my thing is like I think that if Wayne was to ever do that, like I think people want to see what that's. I would say not just what that scene is, but like you in that suit, you doing a scene to kind of see what you would bring to that character. Even if it's like a fan film and it's a very quick short, I would love to see that if you could like. I don't know, find some way to maybe find a fan like film person and maybe just do a quick scene so you don't get hit with any claims or anything. Like there's gotta be something you can do because I want to see you in the suit as the character.
Are you kidding me? Ever since we found out, like all of us been dying to see it. Like
right.
Which one is it's like, why would you show it to me if you know I can't have it? Like
I'm so mad.
Have you at least seen yourself in that scene? Has Zach showed you?
Really?
No.
Oh my god.
That
you
is
don't even
cruel.
know what it is.
That is
like
cruel
what about your
punishment.
lines? Like did you change your voice or anything, like, or were you speaking your lines like the way you're speaking to us now, or like did you like change around a bit and be like like deep in it or something?
Did you
Not
do
growing.
Batman voice?
I love that. No, there wasn't. To be honest with you, if I think back, trying to get into character, of course, the information that Green Lantern is delivering to Bruce Wayne at that time was serious. So my voice was probably not as high pitched as it is now, and
you
I
want to
wasn't
test it out with
smiling.
us?
Say that again.
Do you want to test it out, like just like I think it was like this, and then just like say a line?
Yeah, it will take me a little moment to get into character, but no, I can't. I don't know what it was. I have no idea. But I do want to say this: like one of the interesting things. I don't know if you had the opportunity to ever see, behind the scenes, or even go to a set when they're shooting something, or see some behind the footage. It's not. It's a very strange thing to watch a movie being made and trying to imagine what it will look like. So even when I was working with Zach, I was trying to imagine what was in his head and what he was going to do. And when the only footage that I saw was what was happening opposite me. So he showed me Ben's footage leading up to walking out at night onto his little like pier area, and so that's what I saw. And so my brain is thinking, oh, okay, so that's what's happening. And we did the whole kind of like pretend like you're landing. So I kind of like went up on my tippy toes and stepped down from a box, right? And so like it's weird to think about that. And so of course, when they put it into CGI and they do all of their magic, then all of a sudden you really get to see what was in Zach's head. I don't know if they had the time or the budget to actually do all of that. And if you saw my part of the scene with Ben's, it wouldn't be finished unless they did that very quickly, right? And it would be very weird because, like I said, I flew in off of a box. and then the magic happens.
I'm like, how
That's amazing.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time I did that.
listen, Zach, if you ever are gonna see this, and I hope you do, please release the Wayne T. Carr cut, please. Can we release? Yes, I want to see it.
I think that we won't have to bag him.
Zach, only if it's finished, Zach. If you're watching this, Zach.
I don't know behind the scenes landing on a box.
We're gonna have to
Maybe if Zach ever watches this episode, he's just gonna be like,
we're
"What's going on?"
We're doing a new
He's never,
hashtag.
if he watches this episode, he's never coming back.
Everyone look like what's that guy in the middle where that blonde where okay, I'm out.
Right, and then the puppet comes in. He comes back, gives us a chance. He's a puppet. Yeah, I'm definitely out now.
I'm out.
So were you filming at night?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
So how did you react? What were you thinking when Zach said, "Yeah, we're gonna film it on my driveway"?
I was thinking, awesome. I'm curious what this is going to look like. But I think you probably have seen the images on Twitter or whatever, or Instagram that have been posted. It was just, he set it up where there was green screen. And I remember getting some advice from Ray Fisher where he said, you know, of course, it's not going to be grand scale, right? You're not going to be on a sound stage, but it's going to be basically what we had. You know what I mean? You're going to be in front of the green screen and your imagination does everything. I think I was watching some behind the scene footage and Henry Cavill had this big piece of foam covered in green fabric and he was holding it up and he was about to throw it. And I think that was supposed to be Cyborg that he was throwing. And I was like, this is so crazy. It's amazing what they're able to do with all of their special effects, but you have to use your imagination.
Oh my god, see, that's the best part about it.
You know what's the best part about it is you know you got money when you can film a whole movie on your lot in your driveway.
Stop, I love him. That's iconic right there.
Like that's
I wonder, like you said that you thought that was really elaborate and long-winded April Fool's joke. Did the fact that it was shot on the driveway help that sort of prolonged?
I mean, like that is it's a Hollywood story. That's a Hollywood story. So yeah, I shot in Zack Snyder's driveway this Green Lantern scene. It's just but it was real. Ultimately, it was real. But at the time, it felt like a dream.
Wayne is gonna get a big gig, right, and go to an actual like production studio, and he's gonna be like, "Wow, this doesn't look like a driveway to me."
Taking a step down.
So were you a fan before you met Zach?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like us.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more to that story than just the
So your friend, your buddy,
you're like, yeah, no, but you're like, oh god, yeah. So now we gotta know.
No, 300 changed my life.
Ah, okay.
It changed my life in so many different ways. And of course, I was never really like a zombie movie person, whatever, but he truly made zombies scary for me. To see zombies move quickly, that messed me up for a little while. But and to see a zombie baby, that was also weird.
Oh my god, that's so
the zombie baby was crazy.
I was like, how dare you do that? But yeah, it was
I was like, oh shit, he went there. You went there.
He went there in the entire movie. Like, oh my god, insane.
Yeah.
So if there was any other Zack Snyder film that you could have been a part of, what would it have been?
Rebel Moon.
Yes.
Yes.
We all need to everyone needs to like comment on Zach's next Rebel Moon post and be like, hey, so Wayne T. Carr wants the job. And we want him to get the job.
I'll get behind.
He already knows. Of course, he's got to do his thing, right? And find who's best for the story that he's trying to tell. But I was not subtle about it. I was like, Zach,
good for you, man.
I would love to be a part of this project. I think it sounds amazing.
Like you cut me out of the Justice League, put me in this one.
Yeah, come on.
But I mean, Rebel
Moon. Like guilt trip, you're like, come on.
Rebel Moon sounds so good too.
Oh my god,
so excited about.
Like
it.
we only know like one casting for it, and like the entire concept's just like already insane.
And
Now,
that's,
like,
even
we
that
learn
one
about like the
casting is
synopsis
also
and everything. We're all gonna like it's gonna be like worse. It's gonna be
that's some dope casting too, because if you're familiar with her movies and what she can do,
oh yeah.
she's a badass.
I'm totally planning to ask Zach next time we have him on. It was the knife feet, wasn't it? That's why you cast her.
Right. Absolutely, it was.
So, being that you were a fan before you got cast as Green Lantern, so how did it feel, to have your friend sit you down and be like, so, you ever want to work with Zack Snyder, be Green Lantern? Like, I feel like I would have been like,
yeah, it was absolutely a dream to be in this position. I was working on a movie that morning, the movie that's coming out, The Tragedy of Macbeth, with Denzel Washington, Frances McDormand, directed by Joel Cohen, who I'm also fans of all of theirs, right? And so
I cannot imagine. I just can't.
Yeah, I was the Shakespeare consultant on that film, and I have a small role in it as a murderer number 3, and so I was able to go to set, watch these Academy Award winners do their thing, who I'm a fan of, and talk to them and help them out in however I possibly could.
Then later that day, you get to meet a director you're a fan of.
And at the end of the day, I put on some PJs with some dots on it and went to Zach's driveway and shot a pretend scene that was supposed to be in some movie called Justice League. And I thought, this is not real. My life isn't real. It was crazy.
I would be kind of shell shocked for a few days after having a day like that. Were you only on set with the Macbeth movie for one day?
From the beginning to the end.
Oh wow! So So what kind of things did they end up having you do when you were there? Like, what does a Shakespeare consultant really like? What does that entail?
Hey Wayne, is it Cawdor or Corridor? Cawdor. Okay, great, cool. You know what I mean? So like, yeah,
like run everything by you. I love that.
Say it again.
I said they gotta run everything by you. Be like, all right, hold up. Is it okay? We're doing good.
If there was an issue with the text, yes, that was it.
Okay, cool.
Was there any point when they were filming or something and you were like, oh, that's not accurate? You got to slow your roll there.
See, like that's a situation that. Hold on.
I didn't say it that way.
No, but that's a situation where it's like you have a talent that like someone's like, oh, what are you gonna need that in life? Situation, Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So never, never believe people who like say that stuff. Oh, we're gonna need that in life. You never know. You never know. Now you're the guy.
I'm that guy.
You're the guy.
So in the brief role you played, did you get to be an opposite of any of those actors you're a big fan of? Did they get to kill you?
So a fun story that I haven't told too many people about besides my wife and a dear friend of mine. So I'm on set. I'm doing this really small role where I'm a murderer and I'm going to kill someone. And I'm like, I'm on a big set with a great director, and I'm about to do my scene. And because I was the Shakespeare expert, everybody was excited to see me do my scene. And I was telling everybody, hey, I have 7 words, not lines, 7 words to say. Like, everybody just calm down. And so not only is Frances McDormand sitting by the monitor and Joel Cohen's over by the camera, but Denzel Washington is sitting on this little stool right behind this pillar, looking at me kind of like sideways out of the shot as I'm speaking my first words ever on a major film in Hollywood. And I was like, this is just ridiculous. So I was a little intimidated.
So in your mind, you're just like kind of like counting the Academy Awards sitting in the room right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. I cannot imagine that at all. Like, that's not, I would probably puke and run away.
Yeah. I didn't, I was embracing the moment. So I took it and made the most of it. And it was absolutely amazing.
Oh my God. Wow.
I would probably freeze, to be honest.
Oh my God, literally.
I mean, like I remember that's like it is a completely different situation in a way, but I remember I used to play ice hockey and I was a goalie. So a lot of times the eyes are on you because you end up in a situations where it's just you and the other players, so shootouts. And this was my first shootouts ever. And I was so nervous back then. I was going back to the goal to actually to catch those shootouts, and my knees were literally shaking. I was like, "That's not good." We did win though. Still
Well, there
Did you ever get into those fights, Nana? You know that you see on the TV, like where they all like go and like shove people up against the windows and all. Like, did you ever get into one of those big fights?
Yeah, but
or is that just like made up?
Goalie, they usually
fight made up.
The goalie doesn't usually get in the fights, though. That's the one thing that sucks about that role.
Oh, excuse you. I got into plenty of fights when I
Yeah, but they're usually across the ice.
Excuse you. Best line. You're like, excuse you.
Nerd Queen down right now. Come on. Nerd Queen fight. Nerd
Queen fight. Wait, what? Nerd Queen fight? Oh, I don't know what I was cheering for. I was just going along with the crowd.
Nana just got up in Cole's face and was like, blam.
Yeah. Whoa!
Crazy.
My money is on that wig that's on the floor, Enosh.
Oh my God.
Because it gains attention.
Wayne, I has another question for Wayne. Wayne, so have you ever considered doing like YouTube on like the side? Like, I think you would have a great like channel. You'd have a great topics like stuff. I think you'd be really good on YouTube, and it would be nice to see, you know, your thoughts, you know, on a podcast or something of, you know, talking about whatever the heck you want to talk about, to be honest with you. And it'd be great too. You get monetized so quick on top of that.
I'm gonna second. Yeah,
I think you should do it.
I second that.
I know the time.
Yeah, I think I might be too positive. I always see the good and everything, or the lesson and everything, and it's exciting.
More of that.
It's maybe, I guess, but it's exciting to kind of go on a show and listen to people, you know, debate and fight about what they thought about a movie or what people thought. I was watching Saggy's show a little while ago, and she was going off on how horrible people are, you know, reacting to this or what they're saying about that. And I was like, this is freaking entertaining. Like, she is cursing them the fuck out right now. Sorry, you know. Like, she's just like, she's
it gets heated real quick. See, like, people laugh about it. When you're in the middle of it, it's like, it's not funny. Okay. See, like, you're like, oh my God, like, wow, they're really passionate. But then, like, when you're in the middle of it, you're like I don't even say anything. People, it's a trigger. Like, it gets crazy real quick.
I was shocked to see Wayne in the chat, because like Wayne will show up when I'm literally like on my stuff where I'm just popping off, and Wayne will just come in the chat and I see Wayne, I'm just like, dang, Wayne just showed up out of nowhere. Then part of me's like, I want to behave, but I also gotta be mad in my feelings right now. So I love you, Wayne, but I'm gonna start cursing.
you were getting it. I was like, she is serious.
Well, it's funny too, because the topic, and it's really funny, and that's why this is funny. When he came in on that stream, because I know which one you talk about, I was talking about how people, like how fans especially, and like people treat actors. And stuff like that. And Wayne came in at the perfect time. I was like, we have an actor here who can literally like collaborate some of the stuff I'm saying. And if I'm saying something wrong, and he said too, when I said something wrong, Wayne was in the chat like, no, this is, and that's what I loved. And that's why, like, I would love Wayne to have a channel, because like, especially in the entertainment industry, you have that inside experience, and you have that inside knowledge where, like, when you're watching people like me or Enosh or all of us here talk about entertainment, you know, and that's something that a lot of the fans sometimes need to hear from an actor's perspective, because there's a disconnect between what fans feel entitled to or what fans think they know versus what's real and what the truth is.
Yeah, well, part of the entertainment, I think, you know, before I was a part of Zach's Justice League before I was in LA trying to pursue film and television. I was just like every other fan with everything. Like it was all like, hypothetical, what if, maybe, type of thing. And there was something kind of fun about that, and I think that when like that's part of the entertainment, the what if, the what if, like the negativity, I guess that Enosh would talk about a lot, just kind of like stop that, you know what I mean? Like stop just like bashing actors. I think a lot of people don't understand what Ray Fisher is truly doing. It's not about anything that I think some people think.
For some bizarre reason, there are people who are convinced that by him speaking up, he's trying to do this for clout, and it's like, he's literally not. He's an amazing actor, but he's just starting out. He's putting
everything on the line for them.
I mean, like next to Ben Affleck could act out a little bit if he wanted to. He could get away with that, but like Ray Fisher is still kind of a small potato.
Well, yeah, like anytime you bring it up to anybody, that's what they say. They're like, oh, well, like, why are you going to take his word on it? Like, if it was like Ben Affleck, like, people would be like, oh, okay, but like, no matter who it is.
But like the fact that he's such a small, like, he's still a small actor is what gives me, not just, like, even before I knew him, like, even before I like actually spoke to him and got to know him as a person. Yeah. It's like, it's like, why would you torpedo your career? Why would Why would you put your career at risk if it wasn't true?
Nobody thinks like that, because people are just like so in their own weird brain. It's like, that was the first thing when I first heard this story. I was just like, yo, like, I never heard of Ray Fisher. He's not a big A-list celebrity, and he's coming out and risking everything. And no one acknowledged that. And I'm sitting here like, why am I the only one that's like, dude, y'all don't know that he's putting his career, his future career on the line to call out something, but we're all just focused on, well, he's doing this for clout. We don't believe him. But like you said, if it was an A-list celebrity coming out, they'd be all on it.
That's what I've seen is, okay, so there's lots of people, and I know Wayne knows this. Like, there's people who want to speak for everybody, right? There's a whole side of, I know, but I'm just saying there's a whole side of that where people want to speak for what they think instead of actually looking into what happened, right? So there's people who will say, they'll say that Ray is saying all this for clout, right? He's saying all this right to try to make money. I've actually said it, but the same person in the exact same sentence will go, he's saying it's trying to make money, but his career is done, it's finished. It's like, well, which is it? Is his career done and finished and he's going to be destitute because you don't like what he's come out and said? Or is he somehow who's going to pay him money to like?
Yeah, it's not even just like them not liking it. It's like some people just like, see, there's like, it's like half and half. It's like when he first like really came out and like really explained like everything instead of like his truth, like when it came out with like articles and stuff like that, like some people, because they knew of everything that happened with Zach, they're like, okay, Warner Brothers has a history of lying, so this kind of makes sense. So, like, it's like, the more we learn about it, like, this is not surprising. And then the other half is like, well, is like saying that, but at the same time, it's like, they don't want to hear it, which is so sad. Because it's like, it's not even about,
need to listen.
Like, whether it's about the director or not, or like the company that they back and everything. I get it, because like, it's a hard dilemma, because it's like, you want to like, when you hear stuff like that, it's like, oh my God, you don't want to support, the company. Like, you don't want to support anyone that like works, like, it's all that stuff. But,
that's why I appreciate Wayne. That's why I appreciate Wayne and Ray, because like Wayne came on not too long ago and we had a discussion about, him and Ray and their position on the Flash and stuff. And it was funny, Wayne, because I talked to Ray a little bit about it. I sent Ray a message about that. Cause like all of a sudden, dude, I took like all this beating from like all these people because of what Ray had said on my stream just a couple of months earlier, right? And so it's like I was trying to explain to people, like, look, people change their minds based upon the information that they're given and where they're at. and stuff. And one of the things I loved about Wayne coming on was like, Wayne was like, you know, and I don't want to speak for you. I mean, you're here, but I'm just telling what you said. Like, he was just like, you know, look, this is us. This is how we feel. We're not trying to control how people feel and everything. But yet there's so many people who were like, Enosh, you betrayed Ray Fisher. You know, you betrayed Wayne. You betrayed all these people. And it was funny because all Ray said to me was, he's like, dude, just don't listen to those people. And I was just like, you know what? You're right. You're right. You know, like, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating. It is frustrating when, like, you're trying to bring people together. You're trying to do something positive, and you just hear all that chatter. I mean, I know it's fun sometimes to, you know, and like hearing Saggy, and like every once in a while I find myself in these weird positions with people and stuff. And so it sounds fun sometimes, but it is exhausting going through that. Like literally when you're just trying to do a show every night and just have fun and do the speculation, Wayne, like you're talking about, you know, and just like talk about the stuff that you love, you know, and then all of a sudden somebody throws in some weird monkey wrench in there and they're acting like you're just some horrible person, and that drama starts and you're just like, oh my gosh,
this is not what your intention was,
right?
Yeah,
See, this
I don't want to deal with that.
This is why I'm kind of afraid for Wayne. Not even for Wayne, but I think the when he starts really getting some amazing roles, which I know he's gonna get.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna come to a point where I know he's already seen some, like, the ugly side of the thing, and he's a person. I'm sure he's seen this stuff before. But the bigger he gets, which I want him to get bigger, but it's like, I not just with Wayne.
Like, you just want to see like the ugly side of the fame and everything.
Not even just that; it's just the fear, because like with what happened with Ray Porter. When I saw that post where he was like, you know, I tried to be cool with fans and be very interactive with them, and then whatever that drama was that happened that made him feel like he had to disconnect, and like that hurts the actual real fans, the real people that want to stay, you know, connected.
It's always that it can take one person to ruin it for everybody. And
exactly.
Like, it's not even just like in this fandom. Like, I'm gonna bring it up, like in the Star Wars fandom, like, you know how many like people like take it too far that they ruin it for everybody else, and like it's just, that's not okay. Like, how, like, that's why it's like, I love Star Wars with all my heart, and I will not even, like, I'm afraid to even call myself a fan on Twitter, because it's like, I don't even want to be associated with that, because it's like, that's not okay. Like, this past, like, a couple weekends ago, me and Cole went to Comic-Con, and we met Hayden Christensen, who played Anakin. I literally, like, remember looking around at the crowd after we met him, and I was, like, talking to Cole about it, and I was like, this is so heartwarming to see everyone here for him after everything he's been through. Because, like, now people, like, are older and understand everything, but that's not okay. Like, you know, it's just, it's always going to be like that side on any fandom, but like, you're right. Like, the fear of that, but like, it's just, all it takes is that one person to just ruin it for everyone else.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, fans, if y'all alienate Wayne from us, the fires on the torches are being lit, the pitchforks are coming out, there will be hell to pay. Trust me. I was so mad when I saw that.
You know, here's the thing though. Here's the thing, and I think this says it all, right? So when that happens, I know that Wayne is the type of person. Wayne's a smart guy. Like, he knows.
I mean, we know
that. I know, but I'm saying he knows the difference between those people. I'm gonna wait for him to. He knows the difference between those people who are going to treat him that way, just like Ray Porter, right? Like.
I mean, it's not like Wayne's not here who could say that for himself, though.
No, I'm just saying. Like, but you're talking about, like, don't alienate him away from us. Like, look, there may be a time, just like Ray did, like, where you got to step away from that, right? From those people, right? From those situations. But the thing is I think that's going to just I would think, and I would hope that would strengthen the relationships that they have with people that they can trust, you know. And that's all. I think that's all we can be, is just being these YouTubers who are just like, hey, we love these people, we love Wayne, we love Ray Fisher, we love Ray Porter, we love what they do, we want to be here for them, to be able to have a voice when they got something to say, you know, and voice their opinion and what, you know, and look, you know, there's going to come a day where, you know, I hope that it's harder to get Wayne to come on a stream, because Wayne's doing all these amazing things and you know, and stuff, and that's going to be awesome. But the thing is,
it won't be hard. It won't be hard.
See, thank you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is like,
and to be like, just to let you know, like, a lot of actors, a lot of, you know, celebrities, a lot of famous people. It's really, really tough, I think, to trust people when you've gotten to a certain status, when you got to a certain level.
And then, unfortunately, that's understandable too, because it's like, you know, how people act, and like they say it all the time. It's like you can't trust anybody, especially because like you don't know who's using you for the fame and like the clout and all that stuff. So it's hard.
It is tough. I'm assuming, you know, having a channel, it's tough for you to get certain actors to come onto your podcast, to your YouTube channel, because they don't necessarily know how you're going to approach them. When Zach was kind enough to put out the art and with the likeness of my face, and then tell the Nerd Queens and the fans that I was his Green Lantern, or am his Green Lantern, it was absolutely awesome. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of things happen in my social media, and I was like, wow, all of these DMs, all of these messages, this is great. Hey, Wayne, would you like to come on to my show? And I thought, oh shit, here we go. Like what's going to happen? But the problem is with me is that I'm okay with whatever anybody has to say. Now, it may come a time if things become if I get more work and all of a sudden I find myself in a position where I am an A-list star and people are saying whatever it is that they want to say about me, maybe I'm not going to go on every show because I have to protect, you know, my sanity, but
and like your image and everything. Yeah.
But I know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you now. And similar to like Ray Fisher, like it was interesting, you know, being friends with him and then watching this great thing happen with Justice League, and him to get the movie, and all of a sudden his name was like all over the place. And I thought, wow, my buddy Ray is hanging out with Ben Affleck and Jason Momoa. I'm never going to see him again. And like a year later, he's at my house having hot dogs and hamburgers in the backyard. You know what I mean? Like he goes to where it's safe, right? He's the friends that he's had from day one. He's still friends with them. He's not going to abandon them because he trusts them.
Yeah.
And that's the same with me. You know what I mean? No matter where I get to in my career, I know you all now. And I will talk to you continuously.
See,
Zach,
like
Zach knows you, Cole, right? Zach knows the Nerd Queens. He talks to you. He trusts you.
Good, because
and I think that's the great thing about sorting through all the noise, right? Sorting through all the noise, because there's a lot of people who are like, well, Zach says this, or Zach feels this way, like, you know, whatever. Because I've defended a lot of friends and stuff against a lot of attack and everything, and I've had attack and stuff. There's people who said, like I said, stuff about Ray Fisher, said stuff about Zach. These people feel this way or that way, and I just keep saying, well, who are you going to listen to? You're going to listen to the person who's just like, who can't get like that person to come. We can't get Ray Fisher to come on their stream. Can't get Zack Snyder. Or you're going to listen to like these ladies up here, you know, that I'll play that clip all day long. It says like with Zach saying like, I trust these girls. I trust these girls explicitly. Right. And I'm like, you can't argue with that. Right. And it's like, you want to say something to me? Okay, well, you know what? I'll message Ray and ask him what he thinks of your thoughts.
That clip so often. Like if he feels the need to like if he feels like somebody's been
when he was
us,
on with Grace Randolph, he said the Nerd Queens are wonderful girls that I put my full trust in. And I'm like, well, then everybody needs to shut up and leave them alone. Everybody needs to shut up and leave Nana and Cole alone.
And it's like I love Enosh and I love that clip, but then Enosh has a loop where
I played it like 10 times, man. This was like, I trust the Nerd Queens explicitly. I trust the Nerd Queens explictly.
So like you're in contact with him. No, but like you're right. Like you're in contact. It's not even just like a one-time deal. Like you're in constant contact with him. Like,
well, that's what I told people when they're like, Ray Fisher feels this way probably about you. And I'm like, I'll tell you what, I'll message him and ask him.
What did you do to Cole? What did you do to Cole? I left for a second. I come back. Enosh, you're embarrassing Cole. What did you
do? I've defended, like that's my whole thing. I know. I put, get out of here. I put a line in the sand this last
later every 5 seconds.
No, I put a line in the sand this last spring because you know what, right is right and wrong is wrong, and attacking people like it some of it's jealousy, and I hate to use that word because I know how, like, if you're like, well, these people are just jealous. It's not just jealousy, but there's deranged Enosh. Nice. But
deranged side is here, Enosh.
This is a person, I don't know who this is, but they've been funny the last few weeks, or a couple of weeks, and so we're trying. It's a mystery over at the Poindexter Lodge. We're trying to figure out who this is. But that's my point. Is that, like, you know, people could say whatever they want to, but like if somebody comes in and tells me, well, Wayne T. Carr feels this way about you, I can just be like, all right, I'll message him and ask him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's the reality of it. So it's like at the end of the day, people can say whatever they want to, but.
See,
you know,
like that's what I noticed.
You guys are friends. You guys are friends with Zach, and people don't like that. Too bad. Take that up with Zach. You know, like
I think what it is it's just people feel, again, it comes back to entitlement. You know, I think Wayne, and I'm going to speak for Wayne because because his presence. No, because his presence here. His presence here.
Be afraid, Wayne.
Yes, I'm speaking for you with my puppet right now. Well, no, because I think I can speak for Wayne when I say he chose to be here and get to know us for a reason, and he can see people for who they are. And if he chooses, like, these are the people I mess with, these are people I'm going to be cool with, then that's it. But if he sees somebody and he's like, okay, there's something about this person I kind of might keep my distance on, but then that person's going to be like, well, why is Wayne feeling this way? Why does Wayne over here on this channel, but he not giving me the time of day? Because you might have said something, did something he just don't want to vibe with. Like, he'll be cool from a distance, a very far distance.
See, like that's what I was just going to say. Like, in this fandom,
Wayne didn't know that he was going to come here and get a new manager.
Yeah, I don't even know where this conversation is.
No, but like everybody in this fandom like wants to like know like everything, like wants to know the latest thing, like, you know what I mean? Like it's like someone else knows something that like everyone else doesn't know. Like it's just like I don't know if it's like if I would use the word entitlement, but like it's just like whether it's like a leak or like talk to somebody, like it's just everybody wants to like report something first. Yeah. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So
there's a question I want to know because we talked about the comics and the DC universe and who I liked as a kid. I just all of a sudden I was like, Cole, Nana, who's your favorite?
Batman.
Red Hood.
What was that?
Red Hood.
Well, for me, it's Batman and Batgirl, because Batgirl I relate to on a spiritual level. And for, you already know Sabrina. She likes every single Batman that ever existed in the history of forever.
Yeah, I just love them.
I mean, I used to love how you mentioned at the beginning, Wayne, how you were like, some of the fans, they're like, wow, that's Sabrina.
No. I used to love Batman, but now Nightwing can get it because of Titans. Thank you.
I mean, they're like my number two. See, like I never thought like any other character could like be like on the same level as Batman, but if there's anyone else, it probably would be like Nightwing.
Yeah, Nightwing.
Well, I gotta say, since Titans came on, Nightwing, has been my.
See, this makes me so happy. I'm like literally. Cole knows this.
I see that there is
very family. I'm like the biggest Titan fan, and every time I tweet about it, I'm like such a big Titan stan, and every time I tweet about it, people are like, "This show's garbage." And I'm like, "Okay, I didn't ask you though. I enjoyed the show."
What about you, Rachel?
Batman.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Yes.
Big Bat family now. Big Bat family fandom.
Yes, I love this.
So I'll be honest with you, and we've joked about it on the
Superman?
channel, but yeah, like so since Titans, like I love Dick. I love Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson is my.
Clip it.
Just stop it there and stream.
What? I love Dick Grayson.
Clip it.
Loop that over and over again.
No, guys, loop this this instead.
No, I'm just okay. No, but look, and as much as I didn't have any action figures
Living up to
of
the name,
Nightwing. No Nightwing, no Robin stuff. All I had was my like original Robin from when I was a kid or whatever. But since Titans came out, man, I went on this binge of like buying Nightwing figures and Robin figures and like really kind of filling in all those Robin figures and stuff for all the different characters and stuff. And so I love that now. But that being said, I mean, Superman will always be that special thing for me because Superman was basically my male role model growing up. I mean, I was raised without my dad, and Superman, I've shared this many times, he was that character that I felt that was what a man should be, right? Like today even we did 2 watch parties at the Poindexter Lounge. We watched Superman 2, the Donner cut, and we watched Superman 2, the theatrical version, because that's one of my favorite movies. Last week we watched Superman the movie. So like I loved those movies growing up. And it just not because even the superpowers, it was because Superman he cared about the people around him and he showed that love and attention. And so that's what I always wanted to be. And so yeah, I mean my son's middle name is Jor-El. I have that love for that character, and I see so much in that character sometimes that other people don't see, and that's why I loved Man of Steel, because Man of Steel was for me the Superman movie that I always wanted to see.
Yeah, me too.
Because it was real. And it was about Clark. One of the complaints that I have about the old Superman movies, I appreciate what they were, and I appreciate Christopher Reeve. But one of the things, like especially we were talking about today and doing our watch party of these movies, is that like there's a scene where they're at the Fortress of Solitude and Superman and Lois sit down to this dinner, and like they're having dinner and stuff, and Superman pops a champagne bottle and stuff, and she's like, so you're Clark Kent and you're Superman, how does that work out? And he's just like, well, sometimes I like being Clark Kent. And it's like, no, you're always Clark Kent. Clark Kent was the one who was raised by the Kents. Clark Kent was the one who went through all those things. So, not Superman. Superman is the facade. And that's what I loved about Man of Steel, and what Zach brought out in it was that Clark was that guy trying to figure out his role in life. And so, yeah, that's
see, like that makes me so happy to hear that, like, people, like that personal connection, because like that's how I am with Batman. Like a lot of people know it, like here and there, but like
I think Wayne's got to go.
Oh, you gotta go.
I just wanted to say good night to everybody.
Oh, okay.
Love you, bro.
Hi, thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. This was amazing.
Bye,
It really was. It was amazing.
Have a good night.
Wait.
Anytime if you're up for this madness again.
Wait, as your manager, Wayne, make sure you check your emails tomorrow. I have like 50 auditions for you to do. So
great.
They're all at her house, and I'm sure.
Bye,
unbelievable.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
So,
I love Wayne.
Living
Oh
up
my
to
gosh, I
the
love
title of the show tonight now, aren't we?
Oh my god, you're gonna lose your mind. Someone clipped the video.
Oh, I did too. 100%. Yeah, we all clipped that.
What's
we all
that?
clipped that. Yeah, I did
Are you
too.
saying I love Dick?
Yeah, we all clipped that.
honestly, I think this is a good point at which we could just like go.
No, we
I
have
love
to.
Right there.
You guys have to keep that as like a clip now. I am too. This is gonna be all of our YouTube.
Oh,
channel
we're
clips now.
100% keeping it. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not going away.
Yes, you done goofed.
Well, but yeah, we went a little bit over 2 hours today anyway. So I don't know how about you, but I had a lot of fun.
Me too.
I had fun even though I was late, but I still had a blast.
Yeah, same.
This
All
was
right,
one of
well-
my favorite chats. 100%.
Honestly.
Well, thank you everyone for coming today.
Always
Thank
a
you
pleasure.
everyone
Thank
in
you
the
for
chat.
inviting
for
me on my
having
crazy
us.
wig.
Well, of
You mean
course.
that dead golden retriever? Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Cole is muted. I don't know why she muted herself, but she's muted.
I keep forgetting I'm muted.
Oh my god, you changed your name. I love it.
All
All
right.
right,
What is
we'll be
that?
back in 2
2
weeks.
weeks.
And that's League of Mayhem signing off.
Yeah.
Bye.
Night.
Just one of the girls.